Good morning everyone on this beautiful sunny morning in the last day of August 2025. In this video we are going to look at three things. We're going to look at cuttings and seeds because it's that time of year where we need to go around the garden and check to see what stock we can take for next year. We're also going to have a look at some changes that I'm going to be making in the garden this year. And then finally, I've got a dilemma which I need your guys' help with. So stick around and we'll have a look at that towards the end of this video. So it's been a mixed bag of weather this week. We've had rain, much needed rain, which has given the garden a whole new lease of life. Plants have started flowering more, seed pods are developing faster, and everything's looking lush and green. With autumn just around the corner, we need to start looking at where we can get free plants for next year. There are many plants which produce seeds, but we also have a large variety of plants that we can take cuttings from, like this amazing strobilanthes. Things like persicarias are also a very good choice to take cuttings from. In fact, it's very easy to take cuttings. So let's have a quick look at how we do that. So we want to select a stem that has got plenty of leaf nodes on. Once we select our stem, we can cut it off. And as you can see, there's lots of leaves on there. Now the leaf nodes is where the hormone sits that will produce the roots when we put it in water. So we're going to cut it into sections just by cutting below a leaf node, and we can continue this all the way down, cutting into sections. Once we've got our sections, we then just pinch off the leaves. We don't want the energy of the plant to be into the leaves, we want them to be producing roots. So just very simply pinch them off, leaving one at the top. So then we take our cuttings, we get a glass of warm water, tepid water, and what we're going to do is just put them straight in and go and plonk them on a sunny windowsill. And as you can see, these are rooted now, so they're in pots. So plants we can take cuttings from are lots of different herbaceous plants like Bohemia, Pilea. You can even take it from Fatsias. You can take cuttings from Euphorbias. And of course there are still plants which are flowering away, creating a beautiful display as we move into autumn. So another way of propagating and getting free plants for next year is through collecting seeds. So let's have a look at a few plants in the garden which are producing seed pods. Not quite ready to harvest yet, but they will be soon. These seeds may not be ready just yet, but we need to take stock of these seeds just so that we can collect them when they are ready. When the seeds are ready, we can harvest them and store them until they're ready to sow next year. Plants like this amazing Solanum lacinatum producing seed pods. Plants like cannas also readily produce seed pods. And then of course crocosmias, which are prolific at producing seed. So my plans for next year. Now I've never been really 100% happy with this shady bed. The Gunnera, now do I get rid of it or do I keep it? Do I give it another chance for another year and let it develop into a bigger plant. It is in a windy location and it will get afternoon sun. Or do I replace it with something different? But what I am going to do is the Aurelia alata, this magnificent tree, this is going to get moved. And it's going to get moved into this location here. The Phytolacca is coming out. I've had all kinds of trouble with this. I've had to prop the stems up with various different stakes that I could find around the garden. And it just takes up far too much room and crowds everything out. So it's going to go. My plan is to take the Aurelia alata and put it where the one on the left is. The one on where the right is, well, the Waggy's going to get moved behind that. So we're going to put in its place this beautiful loquat tree. This should give a real evergreen backdrop. So with the Aurelia alata on the left and the loquat on the right, it will give a good bit of screening into the other part of the garden, but you can still see through the Aurelia. So as I said, I've got a bit of an issue because I have this beautiful bamboo here, but I also have this Borinda tucked in the back in here. Now what I want to do, or what I'm thinking of doing, and what I need your help with, is can I put this Borinda here? I know it'll do well in the summer, but in the winter, it's a bit of a wind tunnel. Is the CS 1046 hardy enough to withstand the winds that go through this section of the garden? The garden will only get to around about -6 in the winter, fingers crossed. In this area here, the Philostachus will have a lot more room to maneuver. There is a 3-foot drop to the garden below on the other side, which means there's a good retaining wall there, so it won't break through that. Lots of space for it to spread out. And I think the Borinda would look absolutely fantastic in this spot. Of course, the annuals like the Solanum won't be there next year. Everything's getting moved around. So I need your help. What do you think? Should I move the Borinda or should I keep it where it is?